North of Charleston and off the beaten path a little ways, we found Bell's Marina and Resort in Utahville, South Carolina.
I'm TK.
And I'm Earl.
Let's check it out.
And if you like knowing what parks are like ahead of time, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We cover what parks are like and things to do in the area, places to eat, so be sure to subscribe.
Oh, it's louder.
And as soon as we start to record, it's starting to rain again.
We were looking for a spot to stay that was near our friends that we wanted to see in South Carolina. And we were having a little trouble finding a park that was available in the area and that looked good. So we ended up checking Hipcamp and found Bell's Marina. We've actually stayed there twice now. The first time we stayed through Hipcamp, the second time we just booked it right through the site.
When you're approaching the resort, be sure to look out for the gas station that's right there, because that's where you'll turn in. And when we got there, it was a little crowded. Just for 5 minutes, it's like it was packed, and then everything cleared up. But we pulled in there and it was pretty packed, so be sure to look out for that, as well as the restaurant right there, Chrissy's Diner. So look for those and you should have no problem. And it's also gated, so after 6 p.m. they close the gate, but if you go and you check in, they'll give you a little fob to use to hold up to the gate and get in.
Make sure you ask for it. When you come in, you are expected to check in at the convenience store. There's a spot for regular customers and there's a spot along the side for check-in, for stay. And they're really nice there. We've met Judd a few times now. They're very good at communication and messaging back and forth, and you do get a lot of emails when you've booked letting you know about different things, and there's a link for some documents to read and sign. Watch for that.
There's lots of stuff inside the convenience store. It's kind of like a typical gas station convenience store, but then there's also lots of games for kids to play. You can buy those. There's barbecue sauces. There's all sorts of little knickknacks. It's pretty neat.
And we went to Chrissy's for their taco buffet.
Yep.
It was. So we haven't tried the other food, but the taco buffet was good.
Yeah, lots of really good stuff. Enchiladas and all sorts of
Oh
things.
yeah. It's nice having the convenience store and the gas station and the restaurant right there if you need it.
And the park is right on Lake Marion, which is named after the Revolutionary War hero by the same last name, also called Swamp Fox. So that was pretty neat. And the park is located right next to, or probably actually on, a Revolutionary War battle called the Battle of Eutaw Springs. The history behind the battle was interesting. Apparently, the Americans attacked the British there and defeated them, but they were too busy looting everything.
Oh, I remember now.
And while they were doing that, the British came back in and pushed the Americans back out. So it's like one of those video game things where it's you have to make sure that everything is dead before you start looting the bodies.
There are a few different options for your stay. The first time we stayed, we had full hookups because we stayed there for a week. And the second time, we didn't need dumping, so we paid a little bit less.
Yeah, we just stayed one night the second time around.
Just water and electric. And I think there may even be more options. And there's even, is it a hotel or a motel?
Yeah, a little hotel that's right there too.
On site. So when you book, you can either book an RV site or camping type site, or you can book to stay in their rooms.
The sites were really nice, especially with overlooking the water, and it's right across from a wildlife preserve, and there's tons of birds. There was egrets, there were herons,
We have never seen so many egrets in one place at one time. There were masses of them.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Those look small. Are they babies? Look at how small that one looks underneath.
Yeah.
So like we said, our spot had full hookups, so we didn't have to worry about that. The rest of the park, they had a little place to play games. There were bags, horseshoes. There was a little bathhouse to have the laundry and showers in case you wanted to use that.
We didn't really use the showers because I think it was a pump shower. We tried it once and I had to keep pushing it to keep getting more water. So in cases like that, we just use our own shower.
It had a little boat house or little lake house, which was, I think that was for rent too. We thought it was maybe a rec room that you go hang out in, but that's one of the places that they rent. And if you like getting out on the water, they had kayaks and paddle boats to rent. And there's a boat launch right there too, in case you bring your boat.
I think there were people there for fishing.
Mhm.
It's a big spot for fishing, and there are people who even live in their boats.
Yeah, that's right.
There.
When we stayed there the second time, one of the guys was telling us like, "Hey, got this boat over here for sale. You can live on it on the water." We're like, "I don't think we're planning on doing that." And there was a nice little fire pit where you could hang out around and place to barbecue too. They had their own little barbecue grill that you could use if you wanted.
There are also a lot of nice spots to hang out along the water. If you need the internet, particularly for work, you may want to be careful because there was one or two times where the internet for, I guess, the whole town of Utahville was down, and I'm a remote worker, so I had to actually drive into the neighboring city of, what was it?
Santee,
and find a place that had Wi-Fi in Santee and do my lessons there. So just be aware of that. The second time we stayed, I didn't have lessons, so it wasn't a problem at all. But just make sure you have backups or a plan B.
Well, even cell phone coverage out there. We have both Verizon on our phones and then AT&T for a hotspot. And I don't think either of those worked all that well either. So maybe if you have T-Mobile, maybe that'll work, or Starlink or something else that you have might work a little better. And the resort isn't too far away from Congaree National Park. I think it was like, what, maybe an hour and a half away, something like that?
Something like that.
Yeah, so it wasn't too bad of a drive. And this is one of those national parks that I've never heard of. But it was really nice. Like really like marshlands and a beautiful boardwalk.
We love a good boardwalk.
Yeah. So all sorts of, like the scenery was beautiful, and it was a pretty nice day out too, kind of a little cool but sunny, and so we really enjoyed that. On our way back from Congaree National Park, we stopped at the Thai House, which was in Santee, South Carolina, and that was a nice surprise.
It was delicious.
She loves Thai food.
I'm kind of obsessed with Thai food right now.
Yeah, and it was delicious. I think I had the Pad King, and you had Pad Thai. You usually do.
I usually do, probably.
Yeah. So very good food and highly recommended if you're passing through Santee. We found a nice place to hike. It was just down the road and part of the Palmetto Trail. It was the Utah Springs Passage. It was remote and there was like nobody there.
Yes, but even though the scenery was nice, bring your hiking boots.
Yeah.
'Cause it's not cleared.
Right.
It looks like it's been neglected. So yeah, just make sure you're fully covered. Be prepared to walk through some brush at times.
But other than that, it was pretty nice, and they had little lookouts too for like nature watching. So if you enjoyed our review of Bell's Marina and Resort, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll cover even more parks and places that we stay at, and leave a like on the video. Let us know if there's any parks that you like in the South Carolina area for the next time we roll through. Thank you very much, everybody, and have a great day. Testing the sound of the mics with the rain in the background. Sorry, Link, you picked the wrong time to sit in my lap.
He always does.